The challenge ahead of us is to lead this race as the logistics hub of Africa by reviving and revitalizing our railway services.
Railway still the real deal for Nigeria's target of becoming Africa's logistics hub.
Effective control of dangerous drugs, NDLEA to be strengthened, must be strengthened, and also work closely with communities.
Family failure and Nigeria's security challenges. Leaders meet to correct anomaly.
Everybody keeps telling me that my job is difficult. It's a difficult job. To market an organization like the police is a difficult one.
Police count on NTA in its non-kinetic approach to security. Hello and thank you for joining the Network News on NTA. I'm Naja'atu Tijani. Tonight, Adiola Komiakere joins us from our Lagos studios and right here in Abuja for our usual segments, business and sports. Musa Abubakar and Ayo Makinde. Musa?
Nigeria's inflation slows to 20.12% as equities market begin the week in green rather.
Well, that's good news, Musa. Thank you. Ayo, what's happening in the world of sports?
Well, from the World Athletics Championship, it's a silver medal for Tobi Amuson in the women's 100 meters hurdles.
Good news all the way, and tonight's lineup promises to be fire, so stay till the very end. And if you do miss any part of the news, you can watch the replay on our YouTube channel, NTA Network. And do follow us across social media. Our handles are displayed on this screen. And now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has concluded his work vacation ahead of schedule and will return to Abuja on Tuesday, September 16, 2025, to resume official duties. The president departed for France on September 4, 2025, to spend part of his annual holiday and was initially scheduled to divide the period between France and the United Kingdom. Last week in Paris, President Tinubu held a private luncheon with his French counterpart, President Emmanuel Macron, at the Élysée Palace. Both leaders reviewed key areas of cooperation between Nigeria and France and agreed to deepen the partnership for mutual prosperity and global stability. The second International Railway Conference has opened in Abuja with a call to revive the nation's railway services through strong networking, partnerships and collaboration among stakeholders. Vice President Kashim Shettima, opening the ceremony, made this declaration, adding that it's the only way Nigeria can maintain its lead as the logistics hub of Africa. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
The second International Railway Conference bringing stakeholders from across Africa and beyond with the theme Opportunities and Challenges in the Railway Development in Africa, re-strategizing to accelerate progress in the industry.
His Excellency Kashim Shettima.
President Bola Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, said Nigeria is encouraging collaboration through public-private partnership in ensuring sustainability in Nigeria's drive to prosperity in the railway industry.
The challenge ahead of us is to lead this race as the logistics hub of Africa by reviving and revitalizing our railway services. We must be conscious of our place as the anchor of West Africa's economy and home to the continent's largest population as we prepare for the adoption of modern railway infrastructure. This awakening inspired projects such as the Kano-Maradi Railway Modernization, which opens new gateways for trade under the African Continental Free Trade Area. Our agenda is shaped by the urgent need to reduce the burden on our roads and highways. Decades of over-reliance on road transportation have led to congestion, rapid deterioration of infrastructure, and higher accident rates.
The expected high-speed rail project covering 4,000 kilometers is expected to place Nigeria as the second largest in the globe with viability drivers by 2033.
This is indeed a bold and visionary initiative with the potential to significantly transform Nigeria's infrastructure base and accelerate its economic growth trajectory.
Port rail concession and non-value capture around stations. Institutions like Federal University of Transportation, Daura, and the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, NITT, will be supported to prepare the next generation for railway professionals.
Gas is not just an energy resource, it is the fuel for industrialization.
Nigeria is expanding the railway tracks to connect communities, aimed at fostering inclusive development and reducing road congestion and crashes. In Abuja, Rahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Vice President Kashim Shettima again says Nigeria's doors are open to investment and collaboration across diverse sectors as President Tinubu remains determined to transform the state of the nation's economy for the better. Vice President Shettima stated this when he received at the presidential villa a delegation from Visa Incorporated, an American multinational payment card services corporation led by the regional president for Central and Eastern Europe, Middle East and Africa, Tariq Mahmoud. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila again reports.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for making the time.
The meeting with Visa Company, Vice President Kashim Shettima commended the cooperation for its growing interest in the Nigerian economy, particularly partnership with indigenous companies, and urged the company to leverage Nigeria's huge unbanked population in an expansion drive across Africa. He said digital payment systems are the future of commercial transactions across Africa, highlighting its potential for entrenching transparency and checkmating corruption.
Our doors are open for collaboration with Visa. In spite of advances we have made in digital economy, out of the 10 unicorns in Africa. So I believe we can partner with you to develop some accessible digital payment solutions that can address the huge chunk of our population that are underbanked and underserved.
The Visa regional president praised the Tinubu administration bold economic reforms, linking it to the recent growth experienced across diverse sectors of the economy.
Well, Nigeria is a huge population. Yeah, it's a great population. It's a dynamic population, a lot of entrepreneurial activity. And of course, you cannot, this is the heartbeat of this region. So you cannot do business in this region without looking at doing business in Nigeria. And the more welcoming and stable the environment is, the more ability to bring capital in, but also take capital out, the more business Nigeria will see.
The company announced plans to increase its stake in the Nigerian economy and participate actively in programs that impact directly on the lives and livelihoods across different sectors. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Yusuf Tuga and Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari have encouraged the international community to take advantage of Nigeria's economic reforms and market potential to invest and partner with the government. This follows the establishment of an agricultural hub for smart farming in Kangere, Birnin Kudu local government area, Jigawa State, by the German government in partnership with private entities and the Jigawa State government. Musa Baba Aliu reports.
This facility was established through partnership between Nigeria and Germany to enhance rural agricultural activities, healthcare and socio-economic development. It is first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa, located in Kankere community in Jigawa State. The center will provide agricultural extension services, agro-processing, marketing and recreational facilities for farmers. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari commended Germany and Jigawa states for the initiative.
The grain initiative is directly aligned with our national targets to boost production by 20 million metric tons, to substitute up to 60% of current food imports, and to achieve 10% agricultural growth per year.
Here we have size, here we have scale, so we can bring down costs, in terms of efficiency, in terms of productivity, this is the place to be.
With this range of services, I truly believe the center will significantly contribute to our ongoing interventions and initiatives around agricultural transformation, job creation, employment generation, and provision of sustainable means of livelihood, as well as poverty reduction.
For the people of Kankere and the entire Birnin Kudu community, this is a time of celebration. From Birnin Kudu, Jigawa State, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The presidency says the claim that hunger is ravaging Nigeria and the comparison of Nigeria's situation to the unrest in France before the 1789 revolution or the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution in Russia is misleading. In a statement, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nonuga, such remarks indicate that the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, and his handlers are clearly out of touch with the positive developments currently unfolding in the country. The statement indicates figures for August released by the National Bureau of Statistics shows that headline inflation has declined for the 5th consecutive month. Over the weekend, the Bureau also reported a record trade surplus with the contribution of non-oil export to trade balance now nearly matching that of crude oil at a ratio of 48 to 52%. Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves are on the rise, approaching $42 billion. Meanwhile, when President Tinubu assumed office, reserves stood at $32 billion. The current administration, the statement indicates, has since cleared over $7 billion in arrears, including $800 million owed to airlines. Under President Tinubu, Nigeria is recording unprecedented revenue. States are now able to pay salaries and gratuities promptly and still have surplus funds for capital and social projects, an achievement not previously witnessed at this scale. The statement also indicates that Nigeria is moving in the right direction. But however, many of the challenges being faced today stem from the economic mismanagement during the PDP years when Atiku was vice president, while President Tinubu and his team are working relentlessly to correct those errors with bold reforms. The First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, says the Renewed Hope agenda will continue to support families, to promote strong moral values and contribute to peace and national security. The First Lady, who was represented by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shettima, made this known at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College National Security Training Exercise, codenamed Haskebiu. Muhammad Umar Ajingi reports.
She was received with full military honors, then dances of joy as the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, represented by the wife of the Vice President, made her way into the event hall where these senior security officers had gathered to discuss security issues with the team, family, and national security.
The Renewed Hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is committed to supporting the welfare of families through various economic reforms and social interventions.
Kaduna State, being a garrison state and a hub of military institutions, understands firsthand the importance of strong civil-military relations.
That anybody who has found himself in a position of leadership must fulfill. You must keep the Nigerian front. There are 7 places. The President is committed to unveiling the National Value Charter during the independence celebration.
The gathering seeks to address security challenges through both kinetic and non-kinetic approaches.
This year, we have expanded the scope and the scale of the exercise to make it a whole-of-nation problem-solving vehicle.
Effective control on dangerous drugs, NDLEA to be strengthened, must be strengthened, and also work closely with communities.
Is to enable us bring in the family in the issue of national security. The family, as we all know, is the bedrock of every society.
This multi-agency security training tag operation Haskebiu brings together journalists, peace advocates, and various security operatives here. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
On the health front, Nigeria is committed to eradicating Lassa fever and other emerging infectious diseases while strengthening regional health security across West Africa. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pati, gave this assurance in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, at the opening of the ECOWAS Lassa Fever International Conference with the theme Beyond Borders, Strengthening Regional Cooperation to Combat Lassa Fever and Emerging Infectious Diseases.
Lassa fever does not respect regional boundaries or national boundaries, and neither do other emerging infectious diseases. Our strength lies in the unity of our responses, in the willingness of our nations to work together. Nigeria, like several of our neighbors, has borne a significant share of the burden. Earlier today, we had the ministerial roundtable to discuss how we can collectively push for a vaccine over time that can help us prevent this disease.
Reaffirming Nigeria's position, Professor Pate assured member states and development partners that under President Tinubu's leadership, the country would continue to work side by side with regional allies and global partners to ensure a healthier, safer, and more prosperous West Africa. This is the network news on NTA. Do stay tuned for more reports in a moment. Thanks for staying tuned. Let's head to Borno State, where Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has inaugurated dental and eye hospitals, as well as the College of Nursing and Midwifery in Monguno Local Government Council. The governor also launched a free cataract surgery program for residents of Northern Borno Senatorial District. Mohammed Goni reports that the governor further directed the construction of 100 housing units to accommodate staff of the newly established health institutions.
Provision of affordable, accessible and quality healthcare services remains a top priority of the present administration in Borno State, informing the establishment of dental and eye hospitals in Monguno. Similar facilities have already been constructed and are operational in Biu and Goza to serve southern Borno, while Maiduguri hosts the Pioneer College of Nursing and Midwifery, as well as the eye and dental hospitals. With these projects, each of the state's 3 senatorial zones now has dedicated health institutions designed to deliver quality and accessible health care.
Very soon, we shall plan off the construction of the repeated specialist hospital in the General Hospital Mongono. The project will cost the Borno State government about 3 billion naira, the construction only, with state-of-the-art facilities like MRI, CT scan, and others that are available in Metropolitan Council.
This is clearly manifested by the fact that you have brought governance to the doorsteps of the people.
We assure His Excellency that we, the stakeholders of this area, will maintain this structure, inshallah.
Places Borno in a unique position where every senatorial district has got a college of nursing.
The colleges of nursing and midwifery serve as training grounds for future paramedics, key player in delivering quality healthcare services, particularly in addressing the shortage of medical personnel in rural communities. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Still in the northeast, schools are reopening for the 2025-2026 academic session. But for many reasons, not all Nigerian children are enrolled in schools. This is where Misili Community Development Foundation is stepping up to complement Gombe State government efforts at curbing the problem of out-of-school children by enrolling more children into schools. Emmanuel Akila reports.
This is the 3rd edition. The Misili Community Development Foundation is enrolling children of the indigent in the society to give them the opportunity to actualize their dreams in life. This is how it goes here. Within 2 years of enrollment, the children can read and write. The empowerment is helpful in the education of our children. I have 4 children, and all of them are enjoying the foundation scholarship. This year, just like the previous series, 50 children will be sponsored with all the learning materials to start their education journey. Gombe State government and well-meaning individuals see the intervention as complementing the government in providing quality education to the less privileged. Without education, there would be no development. Educating the children guarantees a better future. The foundation also intervenes in communities with power and water supply. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTN.
President Bola Tinubu has approved portfolios for 5 executive directors on the board of the North Central Development Commission to assist in actualizing its statutory mandate. The 5 appointees and their assigned roles are Hajia Bilkis Jumoke Sani, Executive Director, Administration and Human Resources; Aisha Rufai Ibrahim, Executive Director, Commercial and Industrial Development; James Abel Uloko, Executive Director, Corporate Services; Professor Muhammad Bashir, Finance; and Princess Atika Ajana, Executive Director, Projects. The President tasks the Executive Directors to work closely with the Governing Board of the NCDC in promoting and coordinating the sustainable development of the North Central geopolitical region. From its earliest days as Northwestern Television to its transformation into NTA Sokoto, the station has stood tall in the area of fostering peace, promoting unity, and driving national development through the power of broadcasting. This legacy was rekindled at the historic NTV-NTA Sokoto staff reunion, where broadcast icons under the leadership of former Executive Director Programs of the NTA, Dr. Peter Igo, came together to reflect their pioneering roles in shaping Nigeria's broadcast industry. Saidia Umar Diki reports.
The reunion brought together broadcast icons, seasoned administrators, and professionals, most of whom are long-time acquaintances, in an atmosphere of nostalgia and inspiration. Sokoto State Governor Ahmad Aliyu reaffirmed the government's commitment to sustaining its good working relationship with NTA.
The Sokoto State government always patronizing the NTA in all our affairs.
The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, said the foresight of the veterans of NTA Sokoto in organizing the historic gathering is widely appreciated.
So the new management has a duty to all of you here, because our young ones need to see and hear and learn from those lessons.
NTA is undergoing a deliberate process of repositioning. Management has prioritized addressing the challenges of obsolete equipment by upgrading infrastructure and preparing modern broadcasting tools. This effort is to restore NTA rightful place as Africa's largest and most authoritative broadcaster.
We come together not only to reconnect and reminisce, but also to honor the vision, dedication, and impact of our colleagues.
Continue to work together, to think outside the box, and see how we can continue to make NTA great.
We must educate our youth, we must redirect their brains, and I think the National Orientation Agency, along with family units, every home must begin to put.
The industry is dynamic. Things change all the time. You need to be observant, you need to be watchful, and you need to be interested and key into those changes.
In Sokoto, Sadia Umartiki, NTA News.
Dr. Peter Iko and other media veterans there at NTA Sokoto. Still talking NTA, the Nigerian Television Authority in Abuja is the first port of call in the media round of the newly appointed Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, as he begins his familiarization visit to media houses, saying he wants to leverage the wide reach of NTA to further project the activities of the Nigeria Police Force. Francis Form reports.
This is the first media tour of the newly appointed Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, to the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA. Received by the Executive Director News, Ayo Adeoyi, Alongside other management staff of the News Directorate, Hundeyin explains that his decision to make NTA's first media visit is deliberate and describes the station as an indispensable partner.
To market an organization like the police is a difficult one. So to make it easy to do, I need support of people, so I'm here to seek your support.
Executive Director News, Ayo Adeoye, further assuring Hundeyin that NTA remains open and available round the clock to support the police in disseminating accurate information and highlighting efforts of the force in protecting lives and property across the country.
Public relations has gone beyond denying issues. It's about explaining situations to people. And that's part of what they call the crisis communication. You know, they have to explain why it has to be, why these steps have to be taken. You know, we should be gone with the era of denying, no, our police did not do this, police did this because of so.
The courtesy visit marks the first official media engagement of CSP Hundeyin since his appointment as the image maker of the Nigeria Police Force. Francis from NTA News.
Well, you've heard it from NTA leadership. You've come to the right place. Now let's head to our Lagos Network Center, where Adiola is standing by with more reports. But before you begin, Adiola, just to say congratulations on receiving the On-Air Personality for Beauty and Brains Award right there in Lagos. We're proud of you.
Let's move on to,
Right there in Lagos. We're proud of you.
Well, concerning that award, it was an awesome moment, and, I could not feel more proud, stating the fact that NTA, gave me that massive platform to prove my worth for the good of all to warrant, the award. Thank you, NTA. Now to a contribution on the network news tonight. The 21st Akwaba Africa Travel Market, West Africa's leading tourism and expo, which is underway in Lagos, is offering stakeholders and key players in the sector new window of opportunities at promoting Africa as a tourism destination. Tanzania is among the participating countries showcasing its tourism potential and exploring possibilities for growth. Imeldo's report is here presented.
Travel destinations, Tanzania, known for its breathtaking landscapes and abundant wildlife, with its diverse attractions from the Serengeti National Park to the stunning beaches of Zanzibar, is poised to attract more visitors and investors to expand the tourism sector. Tanzanian High Commissioner to Nigeria says its participation in this year's Akwaba will increase its visibility as a premier tourism destination.
Our numbers show that in 2023, more than 5,000 tourists from Nigeria visited Tanzania, and particularly Zanzibar. Last year, 2024, the number goes up to 7,600. So we see the increased number of tourists from Nigeria, but also from West Africa.
Officials from the Tanzanian Tourism Board and other tourism experts speak on the opportunity of the direct airline connect, which will soon link Nigeria.
And we have made it easier for Lagos now, because come 19th of this month, September, Air Tanzania will be flying straight from Tanzania to Lagos and Lagos to Tanzania.
Ngorongoro it is one of a place where you can have a lot in one area, as well as we are having a northern highlands forest where it is conducive for those who like ecotourism activities.
If you love adventure, you love the aquatic life, you love the wildlife, you need to visit Zanzibar Island, Kilimanjaro, Serengeti and Ngorongoro.
The conference provides a platform for Tanzania to forge partnerships with other industry stakeholders, including tour operators, travel agents, and hospitality brands, learn from other countries' experiences, best practices, and innovations in tourism development and management.
Nigerian Army 81 Division, as part of its symbiotic partnership with the Nigerian Television Authority, has donated a 4K Sony HDV camera to the station to better equip it to achieve its mandate. Joel Bobola reports that these and the installation of 12 solar-powered lights by the Army are part of the results of the transformation rekindled by the Zonal Director Evelyn Wonsu's cordiality with critical stakeholders.
The strength of any organization lies in sustaining robust and symbiotic relationships, and this is what the Zonal Director NTA Lagos Network Center, Evelyn Wonsu, is leveraging to reposition the center. The recent courtesy call on the Nigerian Army 81 Division has yielded positive results, with General Officer Commanding 81 Division of Nigerian Army, Major General Farouk Mujinyawa, fulfilling his promise in record time.
General Officer Commanding 81 Division, to officially present this to you. I would say that it will be to the benefit of NTA and to humanity in general. This is courtesy of 81 Division Nigerian Army. Thank you so much.
This 4K camera provided by the Nigerian Army is a gift that gladdens the heart of the Zonal Director, and the Nigerian Army says the gesture is informed by the mutually beneficial relationship with NTA Lagos Network Center.
This means a lot. First of all, I want to thank the Army for not just for the GOC, not just for what he's doing, but the speed at which he's delivering on this promise. They sometimes have a lot of assignments you just can't cover because of the shortage of equipment. But this again has helped now because we can deliver promptly, and at least we'll be sure that we'll be able to reach our assignments very, very fast.
The 81 Division of Nigerian Army, in furtherance of its commitment to the center, also provided solar-powered lights to illuminate the environment and further provide aesthetics and security. This latest development has also made the center more visible in Ahmadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, ensuring seamless round-the-clock activities and reducing energy costs. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
And just saying thank you to 81 Division is in order here. And those are the reports from Lagos. The network news will continue after this time out. Don't change that dial.
Tune. Let's now talk business. Nigeria's inflation outlook brightened in August 2025 as fresh figures from the National Bureau of Statistics showed further cooling in consumer prices. The consumer price index rose slightly to 126.8 points, but the headline inflation rate eased to 20.12%, down from 21.88% in July, a 1.76 percentage point drop. Year-on-year, inflation fell sharply by 12.03 points from 32.15% in August 2024, reflecting steady disinflation driven by tighter monetary policy and improved supply conditions. On a month-on-month basis, inflation slowed to 0.74% from 1.99% in July, while food inflation dropped to 21.87% year-on-year, down from 37.52% a year earlier, largely due to base year change. On month-on-month, food inflation also eased to 1.65% thanks to lower prices of staples like rice, guinea corn flour, maize flour, millet, semolina, and soya milk. And to the stock market, the bulls held firm on the Nigerian Stock Exchange today, driven by a market to a positive close and keeping investor sentiment upbeat. At the close of trading, the all-share index settled at 141,659 points, reflecting a strong push from gains in banking, industrial, and consumer goods stocks. In the same vein, the equity market capitalization inched higher to 89.63 trillion naira, added more value to investors' portfolios. Market activity was equally robust, with over 555 million shares traded across 31,578 deals, generating a turnover of more than 24.08 billion naira. Dealers say the performance was largely driven by renewed appetite for blue-chip stocks and increased participation from institutional investors. Living Trust Mortgage Bank led the gainers with 9.96% share price appreciation, closing at 5 naira 8 kobo per share, followed by E-Transact International, Regency Alliance Insurance, and Northern Nigeria Flour Mills. On the losing side, Mark Nichols came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 9.9% at 3 naira 55 kobo per share, followed by Honeywell Flour Mill, UAC of Nigeria, and Omatech Ventures. That's it. The news continues after the break.
All right, you're welcome back, and let's begin with the sports notes, where Nigeria's Tobi Amusan won silver in the women's 100 meters hurdles at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan, in a time of 12.29 seconds, finishing behind Switzerland's Detaji Kabunji, who won gold in a national record of 12.24 seconds, while America's Grace Stark took bronze in 12.34 seconds. Amusan had earlier dominated her semi-final in a time of 12.36 seconds, the fastest of the round. Let's move on to football, where Flying Eagles have departed Abuja for a 12-day training camp ahead of the 2025 FIFA Under-20 Men's World Cup in Chile, with 20 players and 11 officials. Nigeria is drawn in Group F and will play against Norway on September 29, Saudi Arabia on October 2, and Colombia on October 5. The 7-time African champions previously reached the Under-20 World Cup finals in 1989 and 2005 and narrowly lost in the semi-finals at the last edition in Argentina. This year's tournament will be staged in 4 cities with 24 countries competing in 6 groups. Elsewhere, a new board of the Cycling Federation of Nigeria has been inaugurated in Abuja following a successful elective congress that returned 14 officials, including President Jan Domenico Massari, who was re-elected unopposed. At the inauguration conducted at the office of the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, he reaffirmed the commission's commitment to supporting the federation in designing strategic plans to deepen the foundations of development of cycling in the country.
Is to work with whatever the stakeholders put for us. We'll try to work with you. We'll try to support you to succeed, because we believe if you succeed, we succeed. If you fail, we fail. So our destinies are tied together. We are not here for any politics.
Growing grassroots is very important. Even school are very important, because that is the way you can start scouting the talent and the next child.
All right, so way to go for them. And that's your sports. It's back to Najatu.
Thank you, Aya, and it's time for the weather forecast. Let's check it out.
Hi there. Tuesday morning is expected to be busy with potential thunderstorms to parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Gombe, Bauchi, Kaduna, Sokoto, touching parts of Plateau, Nasarawa, the FCT, Benue, the entire part of the southwest, including Lagos, Rivers, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom State. For the larger part of the afternoon, we expect more build-up, which should give more thunderstorms to the entire northwest, most parts of the north central, and the southern half of the country, while Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa State will have their fair share of thunderstorms. Residents of Taraba, Kaduna, Niger, Kwara, Benue, and Cross River should watch out for flash flooding. And that's the weather forecast for Tuesday.
Well, the outlook is, well, sunny and rainy in Abuja. And that concludes the network news on NTA. I'm Najatu Tijani. Thanks for staying with us till the very end.